My name is Meherji Kakaria. I have been known in Baba's Mandali as Meherji. I met Baba in 1927 and since then, it's now almost 44 years, I have been with him. I had various phases. I stayed with him for 2 years. Then I went to Persia, did business for 20 years there. I was called back by Baba in 1945 to India. Then I was made to join Mandali, one of Baba's disciples, as his partner in business. But all the same, all the time I was mostly with Baba on his must trips and other odd jobs. Then in 1959, my partnership with Nariman was dissolved at Baba's instance, and I took permission from Baba to start a handmade paper making factory. This land, it's about 5 acres, and I didn't need so much, but the landlord forced me to purchase. If I buy 5 acres, then only it would sell, and so I purchased all the 5 acres and started this small factory. Initially, there have been innumerable difficulties. I don't describe them all, but with all the time when I encounter difficulties in matters of money, in matters of starting this business, Baba always used to tell me that don't worry, I am with you. I am here. Even if the water comes right up to your nose here, it will not enter your nostrils. You will not sink. And as this White Cloud Paper Mills was started on 20th June 1963, Baba with his women Mandali came on that day, and that was the opening of the factory. It was on a very small scale, and continuously for almost 5 years, it was running at a loss. Even then, Baba always assured me that don't worry, it is going to be a very big, it is going to be so much that you will not be able to cope with the work. And that day has come today. Even the difficulties of obtaining water supplies and the know-how of the filter papers that we exclusively manufacture. It's the only factory in India manufacturing filter papers, which are import substitute, and also is highly labor intensive. But Baba's instance, I tried to give as much work to the workers as possible and avoided mechanization. But the factory is growing, and it's still growing. It has grown to such an extent that really, as told by Baba, I am not able to cope with the work that I have already in my hand. Now I would like to show you the factory itself and how it works. We didn't have any know-how. We are making only filter papers, this is the only factory in India manufacturing these filter papers. And its know-how and technical details were not known to any one of us who started. Neither my advisors in the building nor the Paper Institute could guide me in any way in this. With Baba at the back of my mind and the intuition that he gave me and my colleagues, we have been able to manufacture many types, almost 60 types of filter papers in India without any foreign know-how. And it took me almost 6 to 7 years to get these things by ourselves. We are now going to the office. This is a one-room office, small office, which I started with my daughter Parveen only. Myself and Parveen were the two only attending the office. There were no one at that time. Of course, by Baba's grace, now we have several people. This is the office. I go to the office. This is the office which we started first. It is a single room office. As you see, it is one room. I and Parveen were attending it. It is, by Baba's grace, these pictures are here in my room. In fact, they are practically in every section of the factory. We all pray to him every day. Even the workers also give respect to him, garland his photos, and we start work every morning by garlanding his photo. This office of one room has now become 3 rooms. 2 of us were working, now we are 8 of us. 2 in the laboratory also, and the staff is increasing. But as I said, the work has increased to such an extent that it is not worthwhile now increasing it to still further. If you ask me to explain the difficulties that I faced, it will take chapters. Initially, when the factory was started with 4 vats only working, we were not getting enough water. Water supply was cut off because of the floods in the dams. When the dams burst in 1962, and our main source of water supply was the canal, which became dry after the floods. Naturally, I was greatly handicapped. And all the time I used to go to Baba and cry my woes. Then we got water supply from a neighbor's well, about 400 yards away. But that was also not enough, and the neighbor was not cooperative, so I had to abandon that. Again I go to Baba, that there is no water, how can I run a paper factory? As desired by Baba, we get our work done mostly by hand, by employing widows, destitute women, and those in need of some livelihood. In that way, we have a large number of women, about 80 women are working in this factory, which you will now see in different sections. Yes? Baba expressly desired that I should give work to unemployed persons as far as possible and avoid mechanization of the factory. Here you see some of the women cleaning papers, packing filter paper. This is for transformer oil. Each and every sheet of filter paper has to be cleaned and checked. Yes. Well, this was Baba's wish. Here in this factory, some of the women are wives or mothers of the workers themselves. Some of them are widows, abandoned women. And they are actually women who are badly in need of some work. Now we go to another section where some more women are working. Here you see some women, they are cutting circles. Exact sizes of circles are cut even on hand machines. We cut circles from 7 centimeter to 92 centimeters diameter. Each circle is cut by hand, as you will see on these machines. These are small machines, locally made, and women work on them. I think. This is a section which is called beater. Here in the beaters the pulp is prepared. Here you see is a hall where we dry some of the papers. This was the hall initially built. This section is beaters, Hollander beaters which make pulp. जरा बाजू जैसा यहाँ लेबोरेटरी में कहीं देखा सके एकदम मैंने कंट्रोल आ गया हाँ this is shall we start yes this is a small laboratory where we test our papers and pulp at the same time some work of punching etc is going on here let's see
now we're going what downstairs
yes we go downstairs Now I would like to give a very interesting episode of this factory. As I told you, when we started this factory in 1963, the water supply was totally cut off in Pune owing to the burst of the dams. I depended on water, on the canal water. Canal was dry. I was desperate, tried to get water from a neighbor's well, which could not be had. Then through sheer desperation, one day, I thought that why not have a well of our own, water of our own. This factory is built in a quarry. This is a quarry all round. And when I decided that I should bore a small well, the boring machine was brought here and the operator said, where should he start? Have I taken any opinion of a geologist, whether there is water? Has any water diviner has found the place? I said, no water diviner or anything. You just bore the well here, and take Meher Baba's name and start boring it. At 3.5 feet, I got water. That saved my factory. This was real Baba's miracle. In a quarry, all stone around. At 3.5 feet, the water was obtained. Of course, we bored the well to 75 feet, and this small well, 4-inch bore, supplies to water about 30,000 gallons a day. I think that's enough. It is real Baba's miracle, nothing else. Without this water, this factory would never have progressed at all. Even the municipal supply of water is very limited in Pune city. I think enough. Now we go to the part of the factory. Of course, it's not the original place. The place is there, but it has been since then greatly expanded. But at least I would like to show the place where actually Baba sat when he came to open this factory. Now I'm taking you to the exact place where Baba came on 20th June 1963 to inaugurate this factory. Of course, the place has been changed. There was a calendar machine here which has been removed to other section, and the exact place where Baba sat. I now show you the place where Baba actually sat. This is the place here. On 20th June 1963, Baba and the women Mandali came here, and that was the inauguration of this factory. Of course, at that time, though the place is the same, but it was a small factory covering about 5,000 square feet. But today it has grown to about 13,000 square feet. But this was the place exactly where Baba sat. This is the wet section of the factory, where the papers are made by hand. चला चला काम कर अरे हाथ चालवान जैसे फिल्म है well Baba has been sitting here, and the women, as Baba could not go up and down the stairs, so women went round to see the factory. Baba remained seated here. One of our first workers who garlanded Baba here, Baba gave his blessings to the factory, which was then about 5,000 square feet. Today it has grown to over 15,000 square feet. And he assured me then that in spite of many difficulties, I should not lose courage, go on and on and on and on. And today we see the results. They have been several hundred times what I had expected even. And in fact, I now cannot cope with it. I have the services of Meherwan, Irach's brother. I had to ask him to resign his job, and about 18 months he has been working with me. My son-in-law Rustam is also working with me, and that way the factory is still growing and there is still more scope to grow. We started with 15 workers and today we have about 250. And Jai Baba. In my 44 years experience with Baba, I have learned one important factor. And that was Baba's first instruction to me, even when I started business in Persia, and I had been going through many activities since then. But the first order from Baba was that never get disappointed in doing anything. Try your best, stick to the job, do it honestly, with me at the back of your mind, and leave the result to me. I have learned it, and in my experience I have found it, that if you work hard and honestly, keeping Baba at the back of our mind, and leaving the result to him, though sometimes the result may not be to our liking, but ultimately it turns out well and the success is there always. We have to be indifferent to the result, but that does not mean that we leave everything to Baba and do nothing. We have to exert our utmost in everything. Even if though apparent failure is facing us, we have to try till the end. And I have experienced that in the end the result has always been to my satisfaction. And I say the success, whatever I have obtained, whatever little success I have obtained in business career, in the worldly life, is all due to my following Baba's instructions explicitly. I never cared for anything, no meditations, no contemplations, no hard and fast exercises, but it has been my policy to carry out Baba's orders implicitly and faithfully. Jai Baba.